Hello everyone, welcome to Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com and of course NoDQCW on YouTube. As we did 2 weeks ago, I'm going to give away one of these little beauties today. The NoDQ Championship belt, courtesy of Bad Billy J Belts on Etsy and Facebook. And by the way, thank you all for not bugging him about the freebies, because that's Aaron and I's job, not his. If you want to buy one from him, be my guest. But if you want to send in a good question, you'll get a freebie. So there you go. First one today comes from Dave Lesnar at Batista Brock. One of his two favorites are. I'm right. Surely I can't be the only one that sees huge money in the Beast versus the Animal match. Taking wrestling quality aside, it's a dream. I think Batista even pointed this out on Twitter himself, that no, it wouldn't. It would be an awful match. You guys thought Goldberg and Lesnar was bad. My word. You know, Batista has much more skill than Goldberg, but it's still two big, you know, beastly animal type guys who would just be, you know, Lesnar tried to suplex Batista would block, and Batista would go for a powerbomb, and Brock would block, and we'd be sitting here just like, okay, can we end and just groaning to ourselves in disbelief that they're actually airing this crap on television. Just bad, awful. Nope. This is from at ShortyJess0809, and her name on Twitter is ShortyJess at 80809, and her Twitter handle is at ShortyJess0809 too. Do you think if Shawn Michaels didn't injure his back in 1998, he would have had more reigns as WWE Champion? Probably. But then again, I remember reading in his book that, you know, he was going to be, you know, conceding to Steve Austin anyway. So, and they were going to kind of work toward the new crop of superstars that were coming in. You know, you had The Rock and Hunter and Foley, and Undertaker was still cooking with gas then, and you know, you had all these guys, and Shawn Michaels, even with his back being healthy as it was back then, was still at the end of his initial run. So, you know, the back injury and subsequent surgery and return really revitalized his career, and he ended up wrestling for another 8 years after he returned. So his second run was arguably better than his first one, championships or not. And it's hard to speculate that he could have been world champion then had he not been hurt, because they were going with Austin. They were going with, you know, the Rattlesnake Revolution, if you will. And I don't think that Vince would have scaled back had Shawn been healthy or not. All right, this isn't a question. This is from at BH McDowell. Dude, y'all are awesome, and I watch every day, every video y'all do. If you give me a shout out, that would make my day. Mr. McDowell, shout out given. Thank you for watching. I know you watch Aaron's shows as well, so thank you for watching Aaron's shows, no DQ&A video. Thank you for watching pay-per-view predictions. Thank you for watching every video we do. Now, if you're watching some of my old stuff, then there you go. Watch that too, and let me know what you think of the old stuff. Because people say I've been getting better, people say I've been getting worse. So let me know what you think, Mr. McDowell. There you go. There's your shout out. This is from Andrew McManus 24 on Twitter. Are there any stipulation matches that you've seen in the Indies that you would like to see WWE do? No, honestly, probably not. If anything, I like to see them do indie versions of stuff they ever do. Like, they had a Russian chain match in WWE between Rusev and Cena, and then not too long before, after, I saw a bloody battle Russian chain match between Sasha Derevko and Brandon Gatson at the EWF arena. And that, I felt, was what a Russian chain match should be. It should be bloody, it should be intense, it should be physical, and the Cena-Rusev match didn't really live up to that. It fell really, really flat, in my opinion. and it just wasn't as good as the match I saw at the WF Arena. So not necessarily the ones they do in the indies, just like let them be more of an indie style. Like, I know we don't need blood, because blood is not necessary all the time, despite what people say. But more intense battles for stipulations, like more intense cage matches, more intense, ladder matches, more intense stipulation matches in general. This is from the Jayhawk Kid at Ricky Lawson. Which indie women wrestler would you like to see get a shot at NXT? For me, it's Candice LeRae, Vita Scott. I don't know if it's Vita or Vita Scott. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her recently, so I forget. And Taylor Hendricks. Definitely those three. Candice, I've watched Candice now. Golly. Oh, I think I've watched Candice for 10 years now, off and on, maybe more. And she's always been good. She's only gotten better with her maturing in the business. She's awesome. Taylor Hendricks surprises me. She was decent in TNA, but she has gotten leaps and bounds better since coming to Ring of Honor and then joining the indie circuit at other companies. She is great, and she's awesome to look at. She's such a sweetheart, and she's a hottie. It's definitely her. I haven't seen Vita Scott. Sorry, I apologize. I haven't seen her wrestle, so I don't know. If she was a manager and they were using managers more prominently in WWE in general, then maybe. But they have Alexa doing that with Blake and Murphy, so there's no real need for one of those. I like what I see out of Tessa Blanchard in NXT, and when I've seen her in the Indies. I like to see Santana Garrett get more of a shot than she's been a jobber pretty much in NXT, but I like to see her get a legitimate shot. She's a former NWA Women's Champion. So she's good. Amber Gallows. Now that Luke is Amber O'Neal Gallows. Now that Luke is working for WWE, maybe Amber will get a shot, even though she is the reigning NWA Women's Champion. Maybe WWE will give her a shot too. That'd be awesome to see. This is from the King of Wrestling 1 on Twitter. He wants to know my thoughts on AJ Lee, and do I want to see AJ Lee versus Sasha Banks? I miss AJ Lee. I liked her gimmick. I liked her story. I liked the way they wrote her, and I liked the way she fit into those short shorts. She was a awesome wrestler, and she was great to look at in the ring, especially after she matured and stopped being the geek goddess, so to speak, and she came more into her own before she departed with Punk. Not really with Punk, but you know what I mean. And do I want to see AJ and Sasha? That'd be a great match. But I really want to see what they're going to do with Sasha going forward now that we've come away from WrestleMania with her not winning the championship. I like to see her get a shot at SummerSlam against the Women's Champion in Brooklyn, where she was so popular last year at TakeOver in Brooklyn. Giving her a title match at SummerSlam would be a definite step in the right direction for the women's division, and she'd be a great champion. This is from Gareth Smith at G Straits. With Barrett gone, could you see Neville being the first English-born WWE champion, or will we ever see it? I would love to see, honestly, Neville be a WWE World Champion, but realistically, it's not going to happen. He doesn't have the size or the overall, 100% appeal to everybody to be a champion, the world champion anyway. Barrett was the best chance for a British world champion since William Regal. And William Regal didn't do it. Davey Boy Smith didn't do it. And now Wade Barrett hasn't done it. Unless Wade Barrett moves TNA and joins the ranks of Agnes and does it that way. WWE-wise, I don't see it happening. I'd like to. I think they could be a little bit less narrow-minded than that and actually give somebody a chance with the championship that's from England, but I don't see it happening. This is from Mr. Yuck. He's got 2 questions. Do you think more Japanese wrestlers will end up in WWE? Where do you see Itami fitting once he returns? How far can Nakamura go? Well, that's three. You always ask 2 or 3 questions. Give me one at a time, brother. But I'll go ahead and address your Japanese questions. I think as long as they have a following in Japan through NXT, and they have guys like Nakamura and Hideo Itami and Funaki working for WWE, they'll be more Japanese wrestlers. No question about that. Itami will probably fit in the main event or in the upper mid card of NXT once he returns. It just depends how well they push him again. And how far can Nakamura go? Nakamura could be the world champion, NXT champion. He could be the top guy. He's that popular, and he's proven he can go with just about anybody. And Mr. Yucko, we'll actually address your question next week, second question next week. But as far as this week's winner, oh golly, there were some good ones. Shorty, yes, we're going to go with you with the HBK question about retirement, being champion after retirement. So, you get the no DQ belt for the week. Alright, there you go. We will see you guys next week with more Talk Wrestling.